And up next, we'll talk to the CEO of Overstock.com. They reported earnings today as well. Please stay tuned. Anyway, back to biz. Overstock.com reported today, and to quote the CEO, sales were super-de-duper. We welcome back to our show the president and CEO, Patrick Byrne. Mr. Byrne supplemented his earnings report with a letter which began, "Were 2003's four quarters a boxing match? I'd say we were dropped to our knees in the first, cleared our head in the second, got on our toes again in the third, and won the fourth in a decision." Welcome back, Mr. Byrne. That is one heck of a write-up. Let me just start with this point. Business is pretty good, I take it. The last time you were on the show, that was your report. Has anything changed?
No, sir. We caught a wave. We did catch a wave. Thanks.
All right. Second point, and a little tougher to dig in. I read your letter to the shareholders and everyone else, and you talk about something called gross profits, which have gone up nicely. But I wasn't sure. I was kind of scratching my head. I think my partner was too. You know, most of the time we look at operating income or net income when we talk about profits, and in your case, those two categories went down, not up. Why are you, is this a confusion thing, an ambiguity thing, or what point were you trying to make?
Well, I described about 10 different lines on the income statement. I think one of them is gross. Gross profits is a very key number. If you buy that the Internet is about scale, then the idea is to keep the corporate SG&A fixed, and let's grow the gross profits as much as we can. So, you know, I talk a great deal about the gross profits and also the losses. I don't play any games. You've never ever seen me use words like pro forma income or one-time charges. If I do, you can fire me. We talk in GAAP net income.
Right, but Mr. Byrne, you lost money for the quarter.
Yes. Well, we did do something different this quarter than we've ever done, which is we took. We almost doubled in size, but then we took a bunch of the gross profit generated and put it into a national branding campaign.
Right. Now, Mr. Byrne, why did you not make money this quarter?
Well,
this was your big quarter. It's a Christmas quarter. Isn't that when you got to make the money?
Yeah, last year we made money in the fourth quarter. This year we didn't. Like I say, we in the first and second quarter, I was pretty candid. We were dropped to the canvas. We recovered ourselves off the canvas and got back in the game. And I think that we beat by a substantial margin everything that people were expecting of us.
All right, well, but why describe sales as super-de-duper to crib from Barney on Channel 1 PBS when they didn't produce profits?
Well, we're still put it this way: we're at the stage of the game. Amazon at our stage of the game was losing $150 million a year. Yeah, we lost $3 million. That's GAAP net income. That includes $1.5 million of depreciation or something. My first goal is to make this a multi-billion-dollar company at break even, and then at that point we can have something where we can throttle back on growth and have something that's capable of making tens or hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
Now, fair enough with Amazon a few years ago. You're saying essentially the rise in sales revenues, you're trying to invest that in some cases. In this case, it was advertising. I understand you've gone off with books, music, and videos also. The margins are thin, but you think those are good businesses. So you think you're still in the investment stage. Is that correct?
That's correct. In a nutshell, if we can keep it growing, if we can get to break even and be growing at 100% rate for 2 more years, we're looking at a multi-billion-dollar company, which at that point can make a great deal of money. And I don't want to do the Amazon game and lose $4 billion getting there. And I'm sorry I lost $3 million this quarter.
You know, I love your story, and we've talked about your great recovery from illness, and including this company. I would just say to you, I think what Jim and I are suggesting is these terms, gross profit, you don't need to go there.
You don't need to. I mean, you had a great quarter. You don't need to.
Right.
You don't need to. I know that you don't regard that as spin, but I mean, I think just the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, the business speaks for itself.
No, point well taken. Except I'll point out, gross profit is an accounting term. It's not pro forma, any of that stuff. It's an accounting term on an income statement. I described each line on the income statement.
All right. Well, Mr. Byrne, unfortunately, we have to end things there. Overstock.com with a better-than-expected sales number. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hang in there.
Up next.
Thanks. Okay.